Hello, hello. Oh, here we are again. Day number 9. We're in day number 9. It's just moving along so fast. Day number 9, talking about Hearth and Home. I am excited about this one. Yeah, can you let me know if you can hear me? See me? Oh, I see that I'm not on the correct microphone. Okay, there, I changed my mic. Hopefully that sounds better. All right. Oh, Jen and Kelly. Wonderful. Oh, I love seeing you two here. Oh, now you can't hear me. Okay. Okay. Okay, so it's looking like my noise canceling app is not working at the moment. So that might be interesting. So it might be a little loud in the background if there's any horn honkings or you know, phone calls or loud father-in-laws in the other room. So hopefully it'll be all right. Okay, welcome. Hello, Jeanette. All right, here we go. Let's start. Or my partner has been home sick today and has pretty bad allergies at the moment. So if you hear some coughing and sneezing, that is him in the background too. Okay. We're just going to bring the reality of my home living to this session with us today. So you'll get to have a glimpse into my home world. Jeanette, I am in India. Yeah. Oh, you're in Canada winter. Yeah. I just saw a really funny video. Somebody made a reel on Instagram. They are also a Bideshi, which is a foreigner living in India. And they made this really funny video of like 20 degrees. So 20 degrees Celsius is what in Fahrenheit? Oh, I don't know, like 80? Maybe, let's just say 80. So like 20 degrees, maybe 75, 20 degrees and 75 degrees. They're from Germany, and they were like out in the sun, like putting on sunglasses, like putting on sunscreen. And then they scanned to like 20 degrees or 75 degrees in India. And it's like you wear like your beanie, your warm hat, and like you have a blanket wrapped around you and like drinking hot chocolate. It's very, yeah, it's so the highs during the day are about in the high 70s and the 80s, and I walk around with pants and socks and a blanket, and like it's a different feeling of cold here than I'm used to. Having the hard time wrapping my head around the difference in our present environments. Oh, what do you mean? I'd love to explore that a little bit. Yeah. I'm gonna start with our opening question as we are getting into the exploring what Hearth and Home means to us. I would love to know which place in your home feels the most sacred to you. Which place in your home feels the most sacred? It might be a whole room itself, or it might be just like a corner of the room, or a place, maybe like on your bed or in your kitchen. Like just what place in your home feels the most sacred to you at this moment? The conservatory sunroom, beautiful. Yeah. Bedroom, excellent. Kitchen. Yeah, I would say mine is my reading nook, which is it's on our veranda, and it has like our veranda is an L shape, so it's like the little L shape, and I have my hammock there. That might be, except for in the mornings in the winter, I sit outside and read. So probably the space that's right outside is probably sacred right now. Outside in the garden, near the pond, the bedroom, in my bed, so cozy, yeah. Mine was a study, but it became my office during the pandemic. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. And what place in your home feels the most comfortable, cozy, safe? And it might be the same or it might be different. Which one feels like you can just be yourself in that space? And you feel just really comfortable there. The bed, yeah. I would say mine, yeah, mine's definitely in the bedroom, but I'm not sure if it's in the bed or where I'm sitting right now. Might be the couch in the living room, bedroom because it's cozy, quiet, warm. Where each plant lives feels sacred. My bed is so comfortable. Beautiful. The study, the smallest room, just one chair, and my altar is there. I need to reclaim this room. Yeah, we'll explore that a little bit, Kelly. Beautiful. Okay, so here we are on our ninth day of Yule. We are coming close to the end of the year, and so one of the Yuletide activities to do here at the end of the year is to do some household chores and cleaning. So it's like the physical, literal cleaning of your space to prepare for the new to come. And there's even like some superstition around if you don't get these household tasks done, if you don't get your house cleaned, if you don't get things organized before the nightfall of the 31st, then your next year will not be as prosperous as it could, because you've not created as much space as you could for the new things to come in. So we'll talk a little bit about that. My gran and the cleaning before the new year. Oh, I love it. Yeah. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about protection, protecting our home, protecting our space, things we can do to do that. We'll talk a little bit about how to make our space a little bit more sacred, a little bit more cozy. We'll talk about the hearth of the space and whether you do have an actual hearth in your house or not, what that means. I'll share with you a little bit about my altar space and what I have there, and we'll explore that. Then we'll do a meditation to do a visualized cleansing of our actual home spaces together, and then I'll share some rituals at the end we can do. So, all right, we got lots of good stuff. Yeah, so let's, I didn't put these quite the order I want to. Let's talk about the hearth first. Okay, so the hearth of the home, what do you think that symbolizes? Thinking about the hearth of a home, what might that symbolize for you? What does the hearth bring? And for those that aren't familiar with the name hearth, that'd be like in more ancient homes, it is the fireplace where the cooking would have been done. So it'd usually be like an oven, a stove, all within like this open fireplace in the central part of the home. The gathering place. Yeah. What else? What else can the hearth symbolize? The place that is nourishing, meant for gathering, warmth and welcome. The heartbeat of the home. Oh, I like that. Yeah. Physical warmth. Yeah, it like brings both that, right? The the physical exterior warmth, but also the inner warmth by the things it provides, both in nourishment and the emotional connection that you have in that space. Yeah, so I was thinking about food, obviously, the place where it is prepared, a place of preparation, where you're like gathering all of these things together to make something, right? A place of creation, place of gathering, like a lot of you said, and celebration, then also a place of celebration, where we're focused on this idea of warmth, of relationships. And I also thought of stories. I love that idea of like sitting around the hearth listening to stories. Yeah. The cycle of the day, warming, blazing, and then dying down. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, so like, just thinking of like a really beautiful ritual, right? If you come home after a day of, of work or being out, you come home and when you light the hearth fire and then you sit around it sharing about your day so far, right? So sharing about what happened from that time of the sparks just starting in your day and then they were blazing, big, and then spending that time together as it's dying down. Oh, I like that. Tatiana, hearth would feel like the dining room, food and family. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I think nowadays, in a more modern home that might not have, like that central focal point of a fireplace or a hearth, I feel like it could be the energy that is felt maybe in like the kitchen dining room combo, right? Especially if they're like right next to each other, or like a more open area where there's like the preparation of food and then like a place to like sit and gather in that space. That would sort of be the same energy of the hearth. And it often symbolizes things like protection, safety, community, because it is that heart, that central place in the home. Yeah. And I don't know if like it might have been a while. It's been a while since I've been to any sort of gathering or party or celebration at somebody's house, and maybe you all have the ability to do that more often than I do. But thinking about where do a lot of like the really good conversations and sort of like the life of the party, what happens at like the very end of the night? Most people end up near the kitchen or around the kitchen. Is that your experience? Thinking about like the gatherings that happen in the kitchen versus like other rooms in the house and how that energy is very different. Anybody else have that experience? Yes, always. Or the bathroom. Who's gathering in the bathroom? I'm like, my bathroom here is not big enough even for like 2 people barely. The drama in the bathroom, that is funny. Always around the kitchen table, leaning against the counter. Yeah. Yes, that's the energy. That's the energy of the hearth. I love it. Okay. Yeah, so taking that energy of the hearth, these feelings of warmth, relationships, gathering, celebration, protection, safety, like presence, right? It has this energy of just being present with each other and with yourself. Like I know when I'm in the kitchen cooking, I can be very present, with the food, with the actions, that it doesn't take very much for me to like be very mindful and come into the present moment when I'm in the kitchen. So how could we take sort of this idea of the hearth and expand it into, other areas of the home? and other places in the home, making them warm and cozy and places where you can feel safe and protected. My home could be so much more. I want all space to feel sacred. Yeah, I love and need this home cleansing. So excited. Oh, yes, I love it, Tatiana. Set that intention. Beautiful. So yeah, let's explore that. And if any of you are familiar with, I'm sure a lot of you might be familiar with now, the Danish concept of, let me see if I can say this correctly, hygge. I might not be saying that. If some of you know how to say that better, yep, Kelly, hygge. So I like thinking about that concept, and especially because we're here for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, here in the winter, right? And has a lot of foundations. You can do it in other seasons, but it's sort of like born out of the winter because what? A lot of us are spend more time at home in the winter. And then, you add pandemic and winter together, and then it's like there's not a lot of other places to go but home. And so, yeah, I like this idea. And so for those of you that might not be familiar with this concept, it doesn't really have a direct translation to English, but it's basically this concept of making space where you're able to be comfortable, coziness. It's like the coziness, the warmth, that you can just be present. That idea, and like creating the sacred space so that you can enter in to that energy. I want to physically and energetically ready my space to get a kitten next year, to create a nice space for them. Oh, that's really beautiful. Good things with good people. Okay, I like that one. Yeah. And one of the reasons I think I like it so much is because I'm quite a tactile person, and I love things, all things soft. Like velvet is like one of my favorite fabrics. Like I love things soft and plush. Right now I'm wearing a blanket on my legs, and it's like I looked everywhere to find like the softest blanket that I could find here in India. They're not known for soft blankets, so I had to go. When I found it, there was no question whether I was buying it. It was like, that has to be mine. So I love everything like soft and cozy and comfortable. Oh, Betsy is so your hygge. I love that. I love woolen jumpers for that reason, feeling the warmth and the softness. Yeah. Every resting room in my house has a soft blanket nearby. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so other things bringing that energy in, thinking about soft lighting. So having like warmer lights, if you know, like a lot of lights either have like a blue color or a yellow color, bringing in that yellow, the more yellow warm color to a space will make it feel more inviting and cozy. Thinking about, again, we said blankets and pillows, having that feel inviting. That's sort of like the space. And then like the things you do in the space, having it being a place where things like reading or writing in your journal are two things that are very connected to this energy. And if you have a space in your house, who has a space in your house that's like your space for reading or writing, like sitting with your cup of hot cocoa or a herbal tea and you read your book? Anybody have like a little nook, a little corner that is your place to be reading and writing? Currently wrapped in a micro plush blanket with a heating pad underneath. Yeah, I love it. all over. Cozy, calm, candles, warmth. Yeah, that's the other soft lighting, right? Bringing in candles, lots of candles. Your chill out study room, need to cleanse it from paid work stress. Yeah. I have a desk for writing and drawing, beautiful. A cloth club chair by the window with a small table beside. Yes. Oh, I love it. Okay. Yeah, thinking about other things are like thinking about that energy of the hearth again, where you're like meeting and coming together with others, right? And so thinking about what sort of cozy, comfortable energy you want to bring to those spaces. And one thing that I was reading was talking about board games, and I was like, oh, I loved playing board games growing up. We always did it in our house growing up, but I don't have any board games here now. And I'm like, oh, I hope that I have a home, someday soon where there is a place, that board games live, that we can like bring that out and have a space to play board games with friends when they come over. So I love that idea. Other things like movies as well, like a space to like watch movies with others and like have that soft lighting and those comfortable pillows and blankets as you're watching, or doing like some sort of hobbies or crafts together. Thinking about like, if you had friends and you all knitted together, like if there was a space that was comfy and cozy in your house that you did knitting, or any other sort of, crafting hobby. Oh, and jigsaw puzzles. Yeah, always did puzzles growing up as well. Yes, I love that. Jen, you have a certain corner of your couch. Oh, okay. Small space, so can't dedicate anything to one activity, but it is where I journal and do tarot. Oh, I love that. I love that you have like a space. Yeah, me too. My bedroom is also my office, is also my altar, is also my, actually that might be all it is. The bedroom, the office, and my altar sacred space. So you have to get kind of creative if you live in a smaller space, but having one space that's sort of like dedicated, that you have a ritual around that space, can make it even, it can make just like a regular normal space into a sacred space because of the intention that you bring to that space, right? All the spaces without the electronic screens. Yeah, I would love a bedroom without any screens in it. That would be really nice. I got a puzzle board that rolls up. I've heard of those. Yeah. It's how I can do puzzles and not have a whole surface taken up all the time. Yeah, I love that. Ah, beautiful. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so let's talk about then the actual altar spaces. How many of you have an altar space in your house, or like a dedicated sacred space where you do your, maybe you do your meditation, or you do your tarot, your journaling. Maybe it's on a shelf or a table or something. Who has an altar space? Try to meditate in my living room, watching the sunset framed behind my Charlie Brown Christmas tree. I love that image. Yes, I do. My wish jar lives there now. Yeah, I'm gonna share what's on mine. I brought my wish jar out to show everybody. Pleasure. I have a dedicated altar space, altered recently due to kitten activity. Yeah. I do, but it's a bit haphazard, and as said, has been hijacked a bit, hence co-opting the conservatory. All right. Ooh, a wish jar. Yeah, I'll talk about the wish jar. I have a small table by my yoga mat and meditation space, tiny but just right. Beautiful. Yeah, I love it. All right, so tell me what's on your altar space. For those of you that have altar spaces, and I'm going to share what's on mine, and for others that don't have altar space, and if you want to sort of like create an intention to make that space, Yeah, so basically an altar space can be anywhere in your house, anywhere that has sort of just like a surface that you can put sacred things on this surface. And so it can be things like just I've seen like a shelf on a bookshelf, you know, like there will be books on the bookshelf and just one shelf will be like the altar space. I've seen people do altars on mirrors. So you know, like some mirrors have like a shelf underneath. You can have an altar space like on one of those mirrors. Mine right now is on a trunk. And so like, you know, I have a trunk that I keep, you know, stuff that I don't use very often inside the trunk. And then I just have it covered with an altar cloth or a table. Yeah, pretty much any surface you can think of can be turned, a window seal can be turned into an altar space. Yeah, really anything that you have that has a surface that you can put things on. My altar is mobile. I have two altars. One is mobile and the other one is static. I'll share both of those. Incense, crystals, candles. I use them for specific rituals and activities. Buddha aromatherapy diffuser, amethyst crystal tree, candles, some random crystals. Oh, a mobile. Yeah, my business altar is mobile. Altar cards by the artist of my tarot deck, a vessel of water until last night when the kid knocked it over, and a few stones and crystals in my tarot. Yeah. Okay, so for mine, for my altar, I brought some of them from my altar to my desk space so I could share with you. So I have I use a diya. I'm here in India, so I have my diya here. It's just it's a candle, but it's an oil candle. So you know, these are a lot more readily available here in India. I usually have regular candles in my other altar spaces. What else do we have? Vase of eucalyptus, various crystals, an eagle feather, a small cauldron with sand, incense, a blue candle, tarot, small cup of water, a photo of an owl. I love it. All right, so I have my diya. I myself don't use a lot of crystals because of the unethical and extractive, exploitative practices that they tend to come from a lot of times. So if you can find ethically, sustainably sourced crystals, fabulous. I have not found any. Not that I have looked really hard, but I stopped using them when I learned about some of those practices, and I've gone for just actually picking up rocks and things from places that I've been and that feels a lot more symbolic to me and carries a lot more energy for me than just some crystal I bought from a shop. And so like I have a rock that I found on a hike in the mountains of Colorado when I was visiting my best friend. And so that lives on my altar. I have a piece of sea glass that I got on a beach in Bali when I was with my partner. I have a piece of petrified wood that somebody gave to me when I was in the desert of New Mexico. And I do also have a few crystals that I still have from before when I was buying them, and a lot of you will understand this more than others, but I have a crystal and I got it because it was shaped like this. So if you know me and you see the shape, I'm sure you'll understand. And my other one is I keep my yoni eggs. I have 3 yoni eggs that I use occasionally, not very often, but they live on my altar as well. I have one on my business altar as well that is a sign of birth, because it's an egg as well. So I use it as a sign of birthing new creations. Yes, okay. I'm gonna catch up on your things before I go deeper. Yeah, Kati, yeah, do some research if you're interested on how crystals are how their mind. There's lots of things happening in that world. Older, before I stopped buying them, I changed how I do jewelry making due to the same issues. Yeah, that's beautiful, Jen. Yeah. Actually, whenever I found out about it, I did a ritual where I took a lot of my crystals and I buried them back into the earth as I asked for forgiveness, and I asked for blessing, and I asked for you know, blessings for the people that had mined that and how they came to being, and then I offered them back to the earth, and I buried them in our old house. So they're, you know, they're somewhere over there in the earth. Hopefully the earth has received my offering back to it. So if that's something you want to do as well. Yeah, I knew you were going to see that, Kelly. We've got it's our vulva, my vulva crystal. Or geode, right? It's a geode. Okay. Ethical everything, yeah. Palo Santo, yeah. Look up Palo Santo and sage as well. I have chosen to not use those. I use herbs that are readily available where I live. And I make bundles of herbs to burn as well, by what's available, and that's like things like I've made pine. Pine is really amazing. Juniper is amazing. Cedar is amazing. Rosemary is amazing. There's lots of other herbs that have wonderful smells. If you want to get something that is native to where you are. Always been called to stones, leaves, twigs, wildflowers. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah. Whatever calls to you, bring that in. You can bring it in. I mean, usually there's a practice of like asking the earth, asking the environment if it's okay for you to take that. We talked a little bit about that yesterday when we did the Spirit of Land talk. So there's a practice where, you know, you're asking permission to take that into your space, and then if you receive that yes, then take those things and put them in your altar. That's a really beautiful practice. Yeah, excellent. Okay, so that's one part, and then I have my tarot. Obviously, I am a tarot reader, so I leave my tarot decks on my altar. I also have my orange pomander at the moment because that was one of my Yule crafts that I made. Oh, Jeanette, it is up. The recording is up on my YouTube channel. So if you go to YouTube and search for my name, yeah, thank you, Tatiana. You can find the recording there. And then I have my wish jar. So I brought my wish jar for you all to see. So my wish jar, this is something I have done for the winter solstice the last 3 years. And it is basically a process of going through all of the things I wish for the new year. And so that's what these papers are. There's all of my wishes are written on there for the new year. And then I have a lot of different herbs, meaning different things. So, you know, there is rocks in there for grounding. There's salt in there for purification. There's mustard seed in there for faith. There is some sugar in there for sweetness. There's some cinnamon, I believe, bay leaves for abundance. So just like different herbs that I have put in. And this sits in my altar space, and occasionally I will take it and I will shake it as I am imagining my intentions that I made with those wishes. And so I shake it as I'm continuing to give the energy to these wishes. And I will also usually anoint it. For myself, I anoint it with my period blood, because I do a lot of ritual with my blood as a womb witch. So I will usually then anoint that as well. If you want to make your own wish jar, I did this with my community, and we recorded it, and you can message me. If you message me, I can send you the link where you can sign up and get that recording if you want to make your own wish jar. There's also there's 5 recordings in together. One of them is the making the wish jar if you want that. I can send you the link. The other things I didn't bring over here, I have some artwork as well that I put on the back and some incense that I didn't bring over. So that's my static altar space, and my mobile altar space lives in this little pouch. It has Irish wildflowers on it, and this is my business altar. And what I do, and I came up with this just a few months ago. What I do is I open it up before I start my work day, and I invite all of the things to come in. So I have like this little stone that says I am joyful and has a dragonfly in it. So I am inviting joy into my work day, into my business. I have I have a necklace that was my grandmother's. So I'm inviting the support of my ancestors in. I have this pin that says stay sacred. So I'm inviting like sacredness. I have a $5 bill. You can put money on your altar. So a $5 bill lives on my business altar for abundance. And then I keep one of my yoni eggs in there as well, but symbolizing the creation and birth, new things to come. And then my artwork for my business altar is my cycle, my inner seasons cycle embroidery that I made. And then at the end of the day, when I'm done working, I will give thanks. I'll give thanks and gratitude as I place everything back in the pouch again. And I will say, thank you for the sacredness. Thank you for the joy that you gave me today. Thank you, ancestors, for supporting my work day today. And then I will do it all again on my next day of work. So that's just something that it can be a little different, right? We can think out of the box for a lot of our altar spaces. Yeah, thank you all for sharing about your altar spaces, what you have. Thank you, Starseeker, for the donation. That's received with gratitude, deep gratitude. Other things you can put on your altar that I don't have at the moment because I don't work with deities. But if you do work with deities and you have any symbols or images of your deities, you can put them on there. Ancestor items, ancestor photos of yourself, like if you're doing inner child work and you want a photo of your child self, that's a great thing to put on your altar. A lot of times connecting with the 4 elements. So if you can bring the 4 elements, I used to have this really beautiful goblet that like made me feel like I was in Arthurian times, like with King Arthur, and this like really beautiful goblet that I would use to, I would put water in it and then I would meditate with it and then I would drink the water after. And I don't currently have a water element, but I do have incense for air, candle for fire, and all of my rocks and stone for earth. It's just water is the only thing I don't have on my altar at the moment. Oh, because I broke my goblet. One of those clumsy inner autumn days, my premenstrual phase, I was rushing around getting ready for a meeting and I knocked it off the table and it shattered on the. In India, we always have marble or concrete floors. No floors are soft. So it flew across the room and shattered all across the floor. And I haven't, it was handmade in Pennsylvania and I was in India and I didn't have, could not find another one like it here. So I'll have to wait till I go back home to find that. Oh, thank you, Tatiana. Oh, Tammy, lovely. Oh, Tammy, you should have the link. Yeah, you already signed up. The message. Well, if you're talking about the wish jar you should have in your email already because you signed up for that. So let me know if you can't find it though. I'll send it to you again. Thank you, Jeanette and Katie, for your donation. Yeah, you should have got two emails for that. Just let me know if you don't get it. Okay, what else can we put? I said like any items from nature that you feel called to put there. Any books that you have, like books of poetry I used to keep on an altar, or any scriptures that you read, any prayer books that you read can go on your altar. If you work with runes or other oracle type objects, you can keep your journal on your altar. You can also like put flowers on your altar, dried or alive. Yeah, all of that goodness. And you can change your, oh, I do have a seashell. I have a seashell from a different beach in Bali. It is on my thing. Oh, and the sea glass. So both the sea glass and the seashell have come from the water. Thank you for saying that, Starseeker. Hmm. Oh, okay, that makes me feel more grounded in the elements now. Thank you. Okay. Yes, I'm just going to share a little bit about protection, and then we're going to go into our meditation. So things you might want to do is sort of like, and this will be for this energy of like ending the year and then coming into the new year, wanting to protect your home from any sort of unwanted energies, malevolent spirits, like whatever you believe. Just keeping them out of your space. So after you do your cleaning, right? So have some time to do some cleaning, do some organizing, getting things out, and then doing something for protection so that that energy is not going to come back in. So a popular thing that people would do around Yuletide, and this would be around Celtic and Germanic lineages. So if you have a different lineage, you might want to look into your own lineage and see what people do to protect their homes as well. But something could be hanging herbs above the door. So if you've seen like, people hanging dried herbs, a bunch of herbs above the door, and looking for herbs specifically that either, are not very inviting because they hurt when you touch them, like nettle. So things that are like spiky, like nettle or milk thistle, or holly leaves. If you have any of those around, hanging those up would be a sign of protection. Things that smell strongly, so something like pine, mugwort, those things that have just like a strong smell. Yeah, and then anything that might actually be poisonous, which, be careful with that. Hopefully picking something that it might be poisonous if you ingest it, but not when you touch it. Something like, what's the one I was thinking about? Is it wormwood? I think was the other one that was shared as a protective herb. So that's something you can do. If you work with herbs, if you have those things available where you live, you can gather some and hang them above your door. Something else, a tradition, is a rowan berry. And so the rowan berries are, like these red berries, and you can dry them and preserve them and make a garland out of them. And there was a tradition to string 366 rowan berries on a garland and hang it in your house to represent every day of the year plus one. So it's like 1 year plus 1 day. And so hanging that on the new year as a sign of protection, because red is also a color of protection. I don't know if any of you are here who were here when we connected with our animal allies, and a lot of us saw the color red in our meditation whenever we were doing that. And as I was preparing for today, I came across that, like red is a color of protection. And so I was thinking about that. If you were here for that and you meditated and saw something red, you could explore what that means, called into creating more protection around yourself, around your home. Yeah, so putting up really anything red could be a color of protection for your home. And the other thing I liked in Scotland in particular, they are known for putting an iron blade on the kitchen table to let the fairy folk know to not play around. Like, I'm serious. I got my blade out. I'm not playing around. Don't don't come in here with any sort of ill intention towards me or my family in my home. So if you've got an iron blade and you want to put it on the kitchen table to let the fairy folk know, don't mess with you or your house. You can do that as well. All right. I like to change my altar with the seasons. It's so fun to switch it up. Yes. When I have a place that I have more things, that I can store more things, I'm hoping to gather a lot of things for my altar to go along with the seasons as well. It's a little hard when you try to keep your possessions down to a couple suitcases so that you can move countries easily. Okay, let's go into our meditation time. So we have time to drop in. We're going to go through a process to energetically clean out the space. You can follow that up later by physically cleaning if if your house needs a clean before the new year. And then we will bring in some protective and some loving energy into the space energetically. So if you're ready, go ahead and get yourself comfortable. Oh, and because my noise canceling app, I don't have, that's all right. I was thinking about playing music, but I don't have my device that I can play music on. Okay, so get yourself comfortable, and the first thing I want you to do is to leave your eyes open and orient yourself to your space. So just take a look around the room you are in. Just taking in the energy of the room, just seeing how it feels. Orienting yourself to the energy that's present right now in your house, in the room. Seeing how that feels in your body, if there's any physical sensations that come with that. Taking in also what you can hear, what you can smell. And then once you feel that, go ahead and, if you want to, close your eyes and sense that within you. So just feeling the present moment, the energy of your environment. And see where that might be living in your body. Is there a specific place in your body where you feel that energy more present? And then we're going to go into a space of coming to the front of your house. So actually coming into the entryway that you would normally use, the entryway that is used most often. So see yourself outside of your house. Picture the door. And in your hands, imagine you are holding a sacred bowl that has a fire burning in it. This fire has been lit from the divine hearth of the universe. So it is ready to burn off any negative energy, any unwanted energy in your space. So as you're holding that fire in the sacred bowl, and when you're ready, you can go ahead and open the door, entering the entryway of your house. And seeing how this fire, how this smoke, while not harming anything other than what is not wanted in your space. So go ahead and allow that fire and smoke to fill the entryway. Letting it burning off anything that's not wanted. And then following into the next room, what is beside the entryway. And see as this fire and smoke reaches to every corner, every part of the wall. And it's like it's burning everything clean. So it's reaching all of the, the dust and the cobwebs. Doesn't matter what is there now. It's reaching every corner. And if there is space below where you are, the basement, the lower levels, just imagining that the fire and smoke is also reaching through the floor into that space. And if you have space above you, another story, 2 more stories, the attic, whatever is above you, also imagining that this fire and smoke is rising up to cleanse the rooms above. So as you've walked through completely with that room, stepping through into the next room. And again, going through that room, all 4 corners of the room, in the middle, under every object. This fire is burning off and cleansing any unwanted energies that are present. And when you're ready, going into the next room, just go ahead at your own pace, continuing throughout this part of your home. Imagining that fire and smoke traveling down on the below floors and above you as well as you walk through your entire home. Cleaning out all of these spirits of discord, the spirit of anger, any spirits of jealousy or envy, spirits of disbalance, a spirit of disharmony, of disease. Let the fires, let the smoke cleanse all of that. Any energies that are not yours, that have been carried into your space, into your home from other people. Those energies that you have brought home that, are best left elsewhere. So allowing that to be cleansed. Allowing those energies of trauma, stress, of overwork, of burnout, whatever you have experienced in this home. Allowing this fire from the the hearth of the universe, to cleanse and purify every space in your home. So continue on until you come back, circling back again to the entryway. So go ahead and take one last moment to reach any other corner or space in the house with this divine fire. And once you feel that sense that your home has been cleansed, then going back out of the entryway. If you want to, also just take time to cleanse that very, very outside, outside of your house, in that entryway, in that door. If you want to place that sacred bowl with the divine fire there at the entryway, so that any energy that is coming from outside into your house will be, burned off on its way in. Be that point of protection, allowing only the love coming through within. And then on the other side of the door, you see there is another bowl, a sacred bowl, and in this bowl is whatever you see is symbolizing the things you want in your home. So whether that's love, see a bowl of love. It's laughter and joy. See a bowl of laughter and joy, a bowl of connection, of warmth. Whatever you want to bring into your house, into this sacred space of home, hold that with you here. Put that intention into this bowl. And maybe it takes a form. Maybe it's a ball of light. Maybe it's a bowl of water. Maybe it is a plant from the earth. Allow that to take a form in your bowl. What do you want to bring into your home for this new year? And when you're ready, go ahead and carrying your bowl, stepping through the doorway back inside. We're going to go through the same process, but now this time we are infusing this energy and this intention into every space in the home. So go ahead and take your time again, circling around, walking around your home, letting your intention, letting this energy to flow through every corner, on every item, every object, down to the floors below, up to the floors above. Imagining it's being infused into the home space. It's going into the walls, into the wires, into the pipes, the insulation. It's like every cell of your home is being infused with this energy right now. You are creating sacredness. You are creating peacefulness. You are creating a space of love. Just taking a few more moments to continue through the rest of the rooms in your home. Circling back around to the entryway. And going ahead and placing that bowl on the other side of the door. So on one side of the door you have this divine hearth fire that is burning off and keeping your home protected. And on the other side of the doorway you have this sacred bowl of your intention, your wishes and desires for your home in the new year. Now, every time you go in and out of your home, you're carrying this energy. Anytime a friend, a relative, a stranger walks through this door, they are walking through these energies. So coming back now, back into your body. You taking a deep breath, seeing how you feel in your body right now. In this present moment, coming back to that awareness of yourself in your room, in your home. Feel that floor below you. Maybe you want to wiggle your toes so that you can feel that floor. Feeling the chair or the bed or the surface that you're sitting on. You want to wiggle your fingers or your arms to feel that around you. And when you're ready, going ahead and breathing your eyes open. And again, taking just a moment to look around your space one more time. Just orienting yourself back to your space around you. See if you notice anything different. If you notice any different feelings within you. And here we are again. I'm going to end the meditation with this quote from one of my favorite poets, John O'Donohue, from the Anam Cara, a book of Celtic wisdom. When you learn to love and let yourself be loved, you come home to the hearth of your own spirit. You are warm and sheltered. You are completely at one in the house of your own longing and belonging. I wish all of that for you within yourself and within your home for this new year to come. Releasing discord and strife. Yes, let's release that. Ava, if you want to share anything that came through, what energy were you releasing from your home? And what was your intention? What were you bringing in? I'd love to witness you in your reflections. That poem, that quote is just, it hits. The coven is home. Yeah, the coven is a beautiful sacred home space for me as well. Yeah. especially when I don't have those connections and community in person. So having it with you all in the coven has been a beautiful place. I really felt the internal reflecting the external. Okay, beautiful. Definitely releasing fear, sadness, and depression. Bringing in health and vitality. Oh, beautiful. Calling in harmony. Yes. Yes. I love that. The fire was strong and gentle, and the second bowl was a pink light in a singing bowl with a plant growing in it. Oh, that looks beautiful to me in my imagination. When I opened my eyes, I had tears, something I didn't expect, but definitely needed a release. Yeah, Katie, I'm glad that supported that release for you. I loved the word contentment you shared. Yeah. Place to feel content, right? You can just drop into that presence. Releasing old inherited energy from past owners and energy. Yes, I didn't even think of that. Yes, Mary, thank you for bringing that. Definitely. Yes. Beautiful. And for those of you that feel the invitation to actually physically clean your house before the ending of the year, bring these intentions with you as you're actually cleaning. As you're sweeping, as you're mopping, as you're dusting. Maybe say some of those affirmations, those releasing. I'm releasing this energy. I am creating this protected space, this sacred space. I am bringing in, say these as you're actually doing it. You have a busy day ahead, driven to action. Yes. Excellent. So I will go into some of the different rituals, which I shared a lot of them already. And one of them, obviously, cleaning your house, if you would like to do that. Yes, I'll share that, Jeanette, after I go through the rituals. Yeah, so cleaning your house. Cleaning out specifically, if you want to clean out specifically the hearth, would be like if you have a fireplace, cleaning out the fireplace, cleaning out those old ashes from this past year. If you have an oven, cleaning the oven could be a ritual to do here as well. I know some of us probably have never cleaned the oven, but this could be something you could do. Cleaning your altar space, or creating an altar space. If you don't have an altar already, or you imagine a new space with an altar, going ahead and creating that, or like cleaning off your altar space and making sure you're getting any stagnant energy, any of that, the things you have worked through in 2021, letting that all go and creating that clean slate for your altar coming into the new year. Again, making any garland or those herb bundles for protection. Also, I shared previously, if you have ash, if you're cleaning out your fireplace, you can take some of that ash and sprinkle it at the corners of your home, and that can be a protection. You can also sprinkle salt in the corners. You can also sprinkle salt water over your, you might look like one of those, Catholic priests that are like banishing demons, but hey, if your intention, it's actually could be quite similar, right? Sprinkling salt water over your house as well. Yeah. other things, talking about like hearth and home, you know, talking about all those things to making your space more cozy that we talked about earlier. Making a natural potpourri could be really beautiful. So boiling some herbs and spices. You can also burn tree resin, which is a really lovely natural potpourri and incense. You can look up how to do that. And another thing is get rid of things in your house that you don't want to carry forward. You know, things that you haven't used in the whole last year, things that are falling apart and you can't use anymore, but you know, they're just sticking around. Now would be the time to go through your things and donate what you can, throw away what you can't donate. Just like move that energy, that stagnant energy out of your space. Yeah. Anything else? Anything else you've thought of to do a how to create more sacred, inviting space in your house? You can go ahead and share that. Fantasize about living in a few suitcases. Yeah, I kind of I'll trade you places, Tatiana. Yeah, I wish I was at a place, I wish I was rooted into a place that I didn't have to live out of suitcases, but I could choose it. That sounds lovely. Okay, Jeanette, I am getting you copy paste. It is coming, yeah, hopefully. So the poem was from John O'Donohue in the book The Anam Cara, the Book of Celtic Wisdom. Manifesting a new home for you. Yeah, it's one of my wishes in my jar. A home in the United States. That is there. We'll see if it comes through in 2022. Because it was also in my wish jar for 2021. It's gonna happen. Yeah, even if it happens by December next year, I will be happy. What else? Anything else to share? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Yeah, this is one of my favorite topics. I went to school for architecture and interior design, and then I realized that my divine calling is actually creating sacred space, and how that was connected to like this desire I had to create like literal spaces and making them sacred. And at the moment I can't do that. You know, I don't have the ability to do that where I am, but I am using that to create sacred space here on, you know, here in our community, our collective here on Insight Timer and other places online, letting my, you know, divine calling come out in that way. But I dream of, actually my number one dream connected to my calling is having a retreat center, an actual physical retreat center that is sacred space for people to come and be nourished and healed. And yeah, that one day will happen too. It's not in my wish jar this year, but it will be in some years to come. My Swiffer and I are going to dance. Yes, I did that this morning with my broom. My broom and I danced this morning. Just put on some music and dance away. Sweep that energy out. Yes, Tatiana, we've got some connection there. We're going to do a forest coven ritual. It's going to happen. Yes. I love that. Seeing us in a forest, in a circle. Oh, how beautiful would that be? All right. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all of you that have donated. It's been a joy exploring this with you. I can't wait to hear how your space feels coming into. If you're not in our circle yet, I will type the name of our circle, and then I would love for you to come and share with us about yeah, what you do with your space. Thank you, Jen. And if you are in the Sacred Cycles Coven, I know a few of you here are, you can also take pictures and upload them on our space together. This recording, if you missed anything from the beginning or you want to do the meditation again, the recording will be up on my YouTube in a few hours after I eat dinner. And then the previous 8 days are already uploaded there if you want to connect into any of the other lives that I've done. Tomorrow is ancestor work. Yeah. So tomorrow we'll be doing some ancestor work. Then we'll have a community celebration, and then we'll do a year ahead tarot spread. So yes. Ah, Mary, love it. Oh, Tatiana, you are welcome. Yes, a picture, a thread for our altars, sacred spaces. Yes, yeah. That gives me incentive to clean my altar up so I can take a picture of it. I will put that on my to-do list for tomorrow. Take a picture of my altar and upload it in our coven space. Yeah, I will do that. All right, beautiful souls. Hopefully I will see you again tomorrow.